oldest son is from a previous relationship before I met my now wife. Me and his mother had our differences, which was a direct result of fornication. Fornication sometimes results in you having a child with someone you will never be fully compatible with. You become one with someone through sexual intercourse with someone you will never be on one accord with. Someone that God didn't make for you. This causes tension, and with enough tension, something will break. And our relationship did break because ultimately we broke up. This left our son in the middle of two people that God never intended to be together. This led us to be in court a lot. In 2010, it's almost time for our son to go to elementary school. But our current arrangement issued by the court didn't establish who would be the custodial parent. His mother wanted our son for her own reasons, and I wanted our son because I knew that only a man can raise a boy into a man. And that man would need to be a Christian if he wanted his son to be a man of God. And I wanted our son to be a man of God. I put the petition in that spring of 2010, which just requested that for the school year, he would be with me and that she would have him for the weekends and the whole summer. I gathered all of this proof of why he should stay with me, and I spent all night the day before preparing it. I didn't even go to sleep the night before the first court date. In June 2010, we went to court and we lost. I was devastated. I was sick. I was crushed. All of the proof I gathered and prepared wasn't even seen because as I was speaking, my ex-girlfriend kept crying because the truth hurts. And she couldn't refute anything I was saying. So the judge was moved by her tears and didn't want to hear anything more I had to say. So ultimately, it was dismissed with no resolution. My ex-girlfriend leaves the courtroom quickly and boastfully. This led to my wife being so upset that she runs out of the courtroom to fight her. We hold my wife back just before she gets to the elevator where my ex-girlfriend is about to get in. The sheriff steps in between us to ensure that she doesn't enter the elevator. Even when it's our turn to use the elevator, we get to the first floor and my wife is still looking for her. That day was a bad day. Now I'm forced to file an appeal because we didn't get the resolution we wanted. I'm facing over $1,000 of court costs since it was dismissed. They assign a guardian ad litem, which was scheduled to come to our apartment, which is completely empty because we were poor. So we completely furnished the house with outdated hand-me-downs. I spent $1,000 on a lawyer and I'm still worried. But on July 18th, 2010, God spoke to me and said that I will win the appeal and that she would have to pay me $200 a month in child support. After that day, I had a smile on my face. We went back to court the last week of August, a week before our son would start kindergarten. And my ex-girlfriend, along with her first baby daddy, tried so hard to defame me, discredit me, destroy me. They did such a good job that I thought it was no way I was going to win. But when the judge, my lawyer, and the guardian ad litem returned from the judge's chambers, and the judge made his judgment in my favor, giving me everything I wanted and more by giving me our son half of the summer too. It was so much weight lifted off me in that very moment that my wife, my mother, my grandmother, and my Aunt Crystal, family, and we just praised God outside in the courthouse parking lot that day. I never pursued the $200 a month because I was so grateful just for the visitation God had blessed me with. And I wanted her to know that I wanted my son for nothing else but him alone. This was significant because God gave us peace during a time of uncertainty, and that God is going to do what he said he's going to do despite what it looked like. And if God is for us, who can be against us? And it publicly showed our enemies that God is with us.